Cheers to a trendy Monday 0DTE team. This is your routine briefing. Lots going on today, so let's hop right into it. We have a good amount to talk about. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, and I will also give you an update on the beta test. However, I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes today, so let's jump right in. So, this is the warm-up document, that comment I post every day. This document is available if you look in the description. And if you look at the top left here, you can always see when it is current for any given day, just based on the little as of date right there. So let's look at what's going on. We're going to look at kind of the high time frame. That's what HTF means, the high time frame viewpoint, and then we'll bring it down to the granular intraday activity. So if you look at a high time frame chart, you can look at any high time frame chart. We don't need any fancy Sierra chart to see this. We have that bearish RSI divergence. In fact, I need to put RSI in here. So we have that bearish RSI divergence, and all that means is as price has made a higher high, RSI has made a lower high. Nothing fancy there, super basic technical analysis. Yet there's conflict there because if you look at the developing candlesticks, starting with the big breakout that we had for FOMC day, we're seeing what's called a rising three candlesticks pattern. You can just Google that. Again, it's super basic technical analysis. And so to me, that's kind of telling us that there is a little bit of conflict. You have the bulls really aren't giving it up. Obviously, we had such a huge breakout last week that one would expect them to defend it. And so we have those 2 points that are kind of conflicting. If you look at the weekly pivot range insights again on this warm-up document, you can see that based on that trade, which is an Order Flow Labs trade, it's looking like we should be perhaps fading price since we have closed now below that 40-50 level. I am personally not short here and not short today. In fact, I do have a long position on at the moment until we break through that 25 area because of that 100% net short overnight inventory. It's just really a risk reward equation for me. More often than not, when you have that, I know it's not perfectly 100% net short. We did have a test of it, but when you have that super, when inventory is super confident, I say in quotes, one way or another, you very often do see that squeeze or unwind depending on direction. So today I'm still looking long. It's pretty low confidence. I'm not throwing the kitchen sink at it yet until we can build time and volume below this 25 level. I do favor a bullish run back up. I have some adjustments I'll make. I don't really want to cover exactly what I'm doing with adjustments on the beta test today, just until I've tested it out a little bit. I feel like I'm confusing people with these constant adjustments. Kind of the worst thing that a trader can do is keep changing up the system. So for me, it's my job to tweak everything and make it work before saying how great it is. So the beta test is still ongoing. I'll show you the results from last week in a second here. Not hot, not too hot so far, and that's okay. That's why it's a beta test. Anyways, I digress. Let's just go back to the price action. So looking more intraday, like I said, we do have that 100% net short overnight inventory, while at the same time we also have these contracting pivots, significant pivot contraction for these volume pivots. How many times am I going to say pivots in the next 2 minutes? We'll see. That implies trend. So once Mr. Market makes up his mind, as you can see, since the 10 o'clock news, we're still kind of chopping around. However, once Mr. Market makes up his mind for the day, I do expect trend. And once we really start to see that trend, I personally am not so sure that is going to reverse. So like I said, as of right now, as long as we're holding this 40-25 level, I'm favoring the squeeze back up. Yet if we start to break down, we can, or I can, you can, we all can really quickly shift the other direction. I'm sure some of you watching, most notably my friend OJ, are probably short right now. I shouldn't say I'm sure, but if I had a bet on it, I would say so. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm still waiting for Mr. Mark to make up his mind here, and then we'll go from there. So we do have a break breakout box, which is in this case a breakdown box from that 40.50 to 40.75. Again, that is supporting the short case, especially because this 40.50 level is now the 200 SMA, and that was where we got rejected for the open test drive this morning. So, like I said, very definitely we have those conflicting signals. You can make a case either way. Um, it's not, there's no certainty in the look so far. We just got to kind of watch it play out and look at our key levels, which you can also see on this document. I'm just going to scroll down real quick right here. Those are the key levels I'm watching, with the levels in bold being most important. So besides that, um, if we do break this 40.25 level, in fact, we may have broken this box. Let me just check here on my chart. So we did actually unwind that ODR box. So that point down there, the likelihood of price retesting 4005, in my opinion, that is definitely on the table if bulls do lose this battle going on in our little chop zone right now. So just kind of looking bigger picture, above that we have a lost zone, which just means that the bulls gained it and then they lost it. You can look up lost zone again on the Googles, but as soon as we get back above that 40.95, which is also the yearly VWAP, that's where I assume bulls are back into control. I do, hence my current bias, I do think that the market is still has underlying bullish tendencies, yet it's going to be, or it's likely to be chop and high probability of two-sided action until bulls can recapture that 40.95. And above that, I'm not expecting a huge breakout necessarily to 41.50 or even much past 41.10. Yet if the bulls do start pushing and they do conquer that 41.50 level, I think we might see a nice quick squeeze up to that 4200 level, or possibly even higher if and when that does happen. So on the downside, I just want to point out that it's not in here because I'm not really expecting too much below 4005 today, but in the event that it does happen, 3960 is that yearly POC now. It's that level that we've seen a million times in the past couple weeks, and that is a magnet once we do start losing that 4005 area, that low from Friday. So that's what I have. It's a lot, like I said today. We do have a lot going on. You can visit this document, like I said, it's in the description if you want, and that will hopefully help you and help inform your trading today. So that's what I have on that end. So I'm just gonna minimize this real quick. Let's just go over the beta test results so far from last week. Not a good week. Commissions NES are much higher than SPX, so not only did we get roasted on the commissions, about $1,000 in commissions, which is a lot, we also did end the week down about $1,700. Yeah, obviously could have been worse, but so far the beta test has not been as successful as I hoped. We'll see. I did make some tweaks. Again, I don't really want to go into it until I've tested it a little bit, but once I get some data on that, we'll see. Like I said, beta test. It's a nice thing about the end of the year is it's a good time to kind of really refine your strategies and try to improve your use of buying power. So that's what we have so far. Let's just look at the intraday charts real quick. So my TPO chart, I'm trying to figure out the data issue. You can see we again didn't get that overnight profile. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I spent about 30 minutes this morning trying to figure it out. Still no dice. So I will continue trying to fix that, and hopefully we'll be able to fix that before too long here. And if we just look at, so I did leave the MGI on here. I know there's a lot on the screen, but really it's that prior month value area high. Again, that 40-50 area. Really watching that closely today. Really seeing if bulls can make a higher high from that morning open, and if so, again, I think the squeeze may be on there. So you can see when I'm talking about that POC, it's a little bit down here. That's the prior month POC, and really the yearly POC has moved down here as well. So lots going on in this demand zone. I'm not a big fan of this chart until I fix the data. I just wanted to show you. And you can see on volatility, we tried to make a move so far today, and really are getting rejected at the moment. I don't really want to go into these pivots. This is an order flow lab study, but let's just say when you're at the outer extensions, especially the 6B or 6A level, often you do see a move in the other direction. So we will see if the bears can take hold here before we get above that 40-50 level IB high. So if you want to be specific, it's about 40.56. above 40.56, I think that is some good confirmation um, for a, a potential resolution to the upside, for better or for worse. So that's what I have for you in terms of. I'll put this up so the thumbnail doesn't show the order flow lab study. Um, and yeah, that's all I have for you for today. Again, it's a lot, I know. Please feel free to look at that document. Please feel free to also engage with me in any of the links in the description, the comment section of this video, and obviously you can respond to the newsletter anytime. I'm going to package that up for you right now. I just realized I haven't been keeping the chat up here on. In fact, I'm going to try to just give me a second here, see if it'll pop up. Let's see. Okay, that is something else I will figure out when we're off camera here. So yeah, I'll figure that out too, because I've heard a little rumor that I do have a couple trolls, or at least a single troll whose name rhymes with Boj in the chat, which I haven't, unfortunately, haven't been able to see, and that's very disappointing. And obviously, anyone else who engages with useful comments in the chat, I'm also missing that as well. So I'm going to get that going moving forward here, so we can get a little more engaged during these videos for the one or two of you who actually watches live. I will do that actually right after this. I meant to do that before. I just forgot, got caught up in all the beautiful information we have today. So again, I just want to point out this document has all the information that I'm looking at in the morning. It's kind of the summary. And if you want to know what anything means, you can just hover over it and you'll see like little comments that describe exactly what I mean by various metrics there. So that's all I have for you today. It's going to likely be a complicated one, so just kind of hold your level strong, manage your risk properly, maybe throw the World Cup on another screen, even though the USA is in it. It's still uh, a beautiful soccer experience. So, anyways, that is all for today. So until tomorrow, stay classy.